Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics, Non-Classics. This is special number 1. Why am I doing this special? Because I'm redoing a review that I've already done, about 2 videos prior to this one, where I reviewed this particular trade, but because there was no audio for this particular one, so here it is. This is my review of Teen Titans Volume 3, The Return of Kid Flash. This book is the final thing. This is the final issues done by Ben Percy, though he doesn't write all the issues. But this technically is the end of his run. This collects issues 13 to 14 and 16 to 19 of Teen Titans Volume 6, and a story for DC Comics Holiday Special. Yeah, Ben Percy is not the only writer on these issues. We also have Marv Wolfman, who writes issue 16, and we also have Shea Fonenta. I think that she writes the DC Holiday Special. The first 2 issues is a storyline dealing with the return of Kid Flash, which prior to this he had just wrapped up his brief tenure in the Deathstroke series as part of Defiance. So he returns to Teen Titans after the whole group voted to restore him back to the group, but Damian's like, okay, you want him? Go get him. And so he goes to Seattle to recruit Miko Queen, aka Red Arrow, the half-sister of Oliver Queen, aka Green Arrow. Yep, and as for what is she doing in this 2-parter, she is fighting Onomatopoeia in his first post-Flashpoint appearance. And they didn't really change his outfit at all, which I appreciate though about him. Yeah, but one thing I've noticed about this particular character, almost all of his appearances prior to this, except for like a couple issues, are written by Kevin Smith, his creator. Which is quite interesting because Onomatopoeia started out as a Green Arrow villain, so why not have him fight Green Arrow's sister? Even though for the past several years, like for a while, he was a Batman villain for some reason. Yeah, one of 2 I could think of where after the writer stopped using him, they made him a Batman villain for some reason. Of course, it was Tobias Will. Excuse me. Yeah, then we have a standalone issue featuring Starfire, done by Marv Wolfman. It's a great little story. And then issue number 17 deals with the aftermath of Super Sons. Yeah. And just basically deals with some crisis. And of course, we had the last few issues just dealing with a 3-part involving Beast Boy. But then issue 19 ends with a lead into Justice League No Justice, with Brainiac and 3 spaceships hovering over them. Yep. These are actually really fantastic issues. I do highly praise them. Now, I'm also going to give my final thoughts on this particular run. Now, I have not reviewed the Gotham Resistance issue that came before these issues. I have not reviewed that one yet. I'll review with some other date, but as for this series as a whole, like, not dealing with crossovers, it's actually a pretty good run. Now, I know for a fact that John Myers did leave after the Rebirth Special. From what he told me, I suggest that he leave because he had disagreement with Ben Percy. And yes, you can kind of say that is true. What disagreement was, I have no idea. Though he does agree with me that changing the lineup for this group was absolutely stupid. There was nothing wrong with this lineup at all. Yep. And here's something quite weird though, that this year we're having a 3rd crossover that Teen Titans is part of. Because it seems like every single year this series is part of a crossover. First it's the Lazarus contract, and then it's Dark Knight's Metal, Gotham Resistance, and now it's the Thanos. Now it's the Terminus contract. Yeah, it's a cross between this and Deathstroke. What is up with DC and having 3 straight years in a row having this book be part of a crossover? There was actually part of 2 crossovers last year. The other, of course, being Super Sons. So this would be the 4th official crossover it's part of. Now, a majority of these issues, with the exception of I'd say about 2 of them, are written by Ben Percy. There were a couple issues, actually about 3 issues, not written by him. There was one written by Marv Wolfman. Excuse me. There was one done by Peter Timothy's part of Super Sons, which had the potential of having Superboy on the team. But even though that Rob wanted a team, apparently the Titans didn't want on the team for some reason. Why? No idea why. Even though, yes, they did help, they did stop a crisis, but for some reason they wouldn't let him on the team. Also, why couldn't they fix their tower? Yeah, I at least gotta praise Ben Parisi for giving their own a proper base operations instead of a penthouse or a yacht. Yeah, what the heck was Scott Lobdell thinking giving the base operations a freaking yacht or a lab? Well, using Star Lab base operations. Like, I'm thinking though, Teen Titans. What is so wrong giving them Titans Tower? I wondered this for quite a while. Like, why couldn't they get their own tower? And then eventually Ben Parisi is like, oh, he must remember the fact that the Teen Titans did have their own tower at some point. Now, the version that Ben Parisi used in here is the one first show up in Jeff Johns' for Teen Titans that started in 2003, ended in 2011. Yeah, that Titans Tower. Which, for some reason, right after Ben Parisi left, the tower was no longer used in the damn book. For some stupid reason, Adam Glass decided to move the group from their great base operations, the Titans Tower, to a warehouse. Yeah. Why a warehouse? I have no idea. What the heck was wrong being based out of a frickin' tower? And here's the thing, one thing I also got praised for the back of this book, yeah, the group was based out of all places San Francisco, which the last time they based out of that particular city was back in during the 2000 was back there in pre-Flashpoint. And it's great seeing Titans Tower. Yes. So you at least gotta give 3 positives about this group, about this run. The return of the third Titans Tower for the first time in at the time this came out, first time in 5 years has been seen. Second, based out of San Francisco, and the third, and here's my high point, the return of Onomatopoeia. And at least when they have crossovers, they do have a slight build up to them. In the case of Gotham Justice, there was no build for that tie-in. But in the case of Super Sons, yeah, there was build-up. Not in the page of Teen Titans, mind you, but at least the Titans actually had a good reason to tie into the crossover because they did appear in Super Sons prior to the events of Super Sons Tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Though I do highly disagree with the removal of Kid Flash from the team right after the events of Lazarus' contract. Yes, that was an absolutely stupid idea to do, and luckily enough that Ben Parisi realized that and fixed it. Yes. He must have realized this after like a frickin' year. Either that or Christopher Priest really wanted him being on the book for some reason. Excuse me. And as for what happened to Scoop after this run ended, well, Robin and Kid Flash are still on the roster, which I think that's great. Starfighting with Justice League Odyssey, which was started by Josh Williamson, is now being done by Dan Abnett for some reason. I don't know why he left. We have Raven and Beast Boy, though Beast Boy is also suffering to some problems thanks to events of Just Like No Justice, and they moved over to the main Titans book, which is also done by Dan Abnett. So Dan Abnett is writing 3 of these people. Aqualad was dropped from DC Comics for some strange reason, and he has not been seen since his run ended. Yeah. Also, Adam Glass's last comic book he did was Suicide Squad. Now, I kind of asked the question, I kind of thought myself, what the heck Adam Glass has been doing since 2013? The answer? He's been writing for TV for 5 years. That is what he's been doing, writing for TV. Mm-hmm. And of course, they have a new lineup, which consists of, they keep on Kid Flash and Rob, which is great. They added Miko Queen, great idea. They set up in here. Of course, in the book, they also have a quick peck in the cheek from Miko. It's kind of implied Miko might be attracted to Damian, but she's 3 years older than Damian. And she's 16, he's 13. So who knows? And they also added the daughter of Lobo. That, I think, was a good idea. I have no problem with this character at all, or Miko. Those two are fine. But the other 2 members, I think that this was a stupid idea. And the way Adam Glass writes these characters, it's kind of like that Adam Glass has turned the Teen Titans into a junior Suicide Squad. Why? No idea why. But what the heck is Ben Purse doing now? Well, after he stopped writing this book, he moved over to Nightwing for about 7 issues. And then he decided to... I think he left Marvel. I think he left DC. He jumped over to Marvel, and soon he's going to be doing the book Moon Knight, which that's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. But he hasn't done very much since he ended this run, and he ended Green Arrow. As to why he ended this Green Arrow run, even my friend Jeremy questions of why in the world did he end his really good run on Green Arrow? Yeah, why did he end it for? Who the heck knows? So that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned for later for an actual comic corner where I'm going to talk about 2 Batman trades. Okay? But do this next review. Bye.